Good morning. Here we are on day 3 of the SEPP Cooking Show, and we're certainly having a lot of fun here in Blacktown. Wish we could be at Nantian Temple to be in the thick of it at the cultural festival, but well, Blacktown's the place as well. So this is a fantastic thing about having Zoom these days and getting used to working remotely and online. We can do things even though we can't be at the physical place. And so this morning we have a little bit more about the spiritual environmental preservation practice, and then Ling is going to be giving us a lovely demo of some energizing green shake, and not only green but delicious. And so in the last couple of days we talked a bit about how we are going through these kind of feelings and emotions around what's happening on the planet with the modern crises at the moment, especially with the environmental destruction and desolation, the suffering of our brothers and sisters around the planet because of these things, apart from everything else we often suffer with. And so it just occurred to me after reading Glenn Albrecht's Earth Emotions book, when he's talking about our journey to the Symbiocene, is it's actually the way that we're feeling and what's happening to us. Is it any surprise? And it's not to stay stuck in the pain, and it's rather that we're going to come to terms with it so that we can get on with things. So is it any surprise that we feel the things about solastalgia, despair, anger, depression, when we see the suffering of other people and the desolation in the environment? And what occurred to me is that in the first place, I do feel a love for the natural world and for my brothers and sisters. I do feel that. And so, is it any surprise that I feel, a distress about what's happening to them? Well, maybe not. It's kind of like a no-brainer in a sense, right? And so when I do have that love and I do have that empathy, it's not a surprise to see that that I'm feeling that pain. And so it's normal, it's natural. It's okay to feel not okay, really. What we need to do, what I need to do is like come to terms with that and integrate that into it being okay, and it doesn't have to be, for me, overwhelming to the point where I have big ego paralysis. And also, is it any surprise that there's a calling in my heart to respond to this pain, suffering, respond to this desolation of the natural world? Having this love, well, no, it's not a surprise. And there it is. And so, and then you could say, well, is it a surprise that it would be a good idea to respond from that love? Because that love is a foundational thing. Just because all this is happening, all this desolation, pain, despair, doesn't mean that the love is gone. The love is still there, and it's foundational for me. And so, well, if it's foundation, it's something that I can stand on, it's something that I can rely on and start to, work with that situation, integrate that situation, and, do whatever it is that's my special talent in responding to the situation, so that we can, as a whole humanity, get on with things and take this journey from the Anthropocene to the Symbiocene. And so this is really a great thing for me to realize that, and helps to give me the spiritual, as in that love, being the first port of call in this situation. And so we can continue to find things in the spiritual that will support us and give us those foundation things, give us those things that we can rely on, give us those anchors that help to keep us heartful and mindful in a healthy way as we go on this fascinating journey that's in front of us right now in these times. Okay, talking about nature, it's over to little Miss Green to give us an energetic green shake.
Auspicious greeting to you all. Thank you very much. Good morning. I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land from the past, present, and emerging, and my ancestors, your ancestors, our ancestors. And I would like also to acknowledge Thomas and the nature world, that the smell, the fragrance, the colors, the vibrations, the life in itself, the bees, the butterflies, Mother Earth, the wind, the sun, the rain, the moon, the stars, and everything that make this beautiful flower, this beautiful world, and the seeds as well, not to forget about the seeds. Without the seeds, there won't be these beautiful flowers, and there won't be any bees and butterflies and us. So, sowing seeds. Thomas was actually, thank you so much, Thomas, for sharing that beautiful stories and yourself with us. I just would like to quote what Master Hsing Yun is actually have said. 好事从我做起，好货从我说起，好心从我升起。Be the one to start doing good deeds. Be the one to start speaking good words. Be the one to start thinking good thoughts. It's very easy to do when we actually having it in simple way. Do good deed, think good thought, say good words. So that's what we're actually going to do today in our shakes. But before I actually start, I realized when I was actually doing the video with Tom, that was actually in the background, plastics. Yesterday, I actually mentioned plastic, say no to plastic, but this is in fact is plastic. So this plastic, I can't throw them away, but it was a gift. A friend of mine, Jackie, her mother's, they're Italian, they're actually buying cheese. Her mother actually bought cheese that come in this basket. Normally, they would throw them away. So I asked her if I can have them at all. So her mother started to actually to save them for me. So plastic, it's not that, like I said, don't buy anything plastic, don't use anything plastic, say no to plastic. But if that is the case, instead of going to the landfill, I would prefer personally to actually to extend the life of it. So do the good deeds. It's starting from me, not from anybody else. It's not that I have to tell someone what to do and what not to do. Same thing today. I'm going to make 2 shakes, one for Tom and one for me. Right. Now, when we're actually talking about making shake, there's so many things that we can actually do and not do. For me, the thing is actually have to be simple. It's have to be natural. It have to be, in an easy way where I can do, in a can-do mindset, rather than, oh, this cannot do, be in, that cannot be in. That is actually lots of work that I have to, it requires lots of energy for me. So this morning, it came to me because, like this is all from mostly from our garden. All of this one is actually from our garden, this bunch here. So, and the flower as well. So, I said to Tom, I said, hey Tom, the parsley is actually called out to me. We have got forests of parsley out there. I'm actually going to make the green shake for you with parsley and apple only. And he go, so, and I said to him, Hey, Thomas, you know, like I actually make tabbouleh for you, and in tabbouleh, there's only 2 ingredients. Mainly is actually not only 2 ingredients. Mainly the 2 ingredients is the tomatoes and the parsley. And he said, okay, let's do it. So
Well, it just goes to show you, it's like what I think doesn't necessarily mean that I shouldn't do it. This certainly applies to mushrooms, because ever since I was a kid, I really hated mushrooms as a kid, of course. But even more recently, I still have a bit of a hangover of thinking that I don't like mushrooms. Because so if Ling asks me, would you like mushrooms for dinner, I will say no. But if she doesn't ask me and she just puts them in front of me, I eat them and enjoy them. So what is going on here?
Yeah, so I'm actually putting this into practice. As you can actually see, there's a big bunch of parsley, and the reason is that normally we would actually have blueberry and have this berry and that berry and have different things, but because I haven't been to the shop, I just want to stay away from the shop for a little bit longer. So, we just pick whatever, just come with being creative. Come with whatever it is available in the garden and around the house, in the cupboard. So that's what I've actually been doing. See how long I can actually keep staying away from the shop. So it's actually filling up to the top now. And thanks to Tom, who actually will put this into practice, into what's the word? He is actually a guinea pig, really, actually, So as I'm actually picking this one, as you can see, I'm mindfully picking it. I'm not using the knife. I just picking it. It's actually quite therapeutic. It's actually quite beautiful. And I also can smell not just the smell of the flowers next to me. I can also smell this beautiful parsley as well. Now, that is almost the end of the parsley. I think I'm actually going
Thank goodness for that.
All right. I better save some for me. All right.
I'd like to see that, Ling.
Now,
to be a vegetarian who doesn't like vegetables.
Of course, I'm going to sweeten it up with the apple. If this is actually for me, I would be sweeten it up with my honey. I love honey, just love honey. But Tom would not want any honey. Now this apple is certified organic apple. So I don't worry about taking out the skin at all. If this is actually not certified organic apple, I would definitely take the skin out. But this one, no, the skin and all. That is good thing about certified organic stuff. You don't have to worry too much about what is it in the skin. But the thing is, as we know, what is actually in the soil, it will also go to the fruit and the vegetables as well. So it's also important, like Master Hsing Yun's three easy words is, good thing have to starting from oneself. So it's actually not that, we have to tell the farmers not to put chemical. We have to tell someone not to do this, not to do that. It's very tiring to expect someone and to tell someone to do this and not to do that. Why not we actually do it ourselves? We do what we can. Another thing that actually going to add to this is that there's so many different choices. I can also add the what you call them? Capsicum in here as well. You can see the green, the red, and there's a couple of red in there. The reason is actually I'm putting a little bit of red in there is that Tom recently he actually feeling a little bit tired and not having energy. So in my mind, I'm not an expert at all. In my mind is actually something red, something that is actually to do with the blood that he actually needed. So I'm just concentrating on the red colors because of how he has been feeling lately. So having said that, I'm going to pop another one in. There you go. It filled up to the top. And I'm going to close up the lid. And I'm going to make a little bit of noises. Let's see what happens. You can see.
Is that a moment for noise meditation?
Yeah, as you can actually see, another reason that I like doing green shake is that I can see changes. I love seeing, this is my practice, this is my spiritual practice. I get to see changes right before my ear and my eyes. And you can see the bubbles and everything. And before a couple minutes ago, I add this and add that, and you know, put some waters in there. And you know, thanks to the electricity, we use solar panels. So thanks to the sun powders, we actually have got these green shake and smell beautiful. Let me actually give it a go. Really, it's actually not too bad at all. Now ask Thomas how it goes. Well, I'm actually doing mine. Very strong parsley taste, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. I think, like I said before, that the apple moderates the green taste a bit.
And the lemon too.
So that all helps. So important to get the greens into ya. So,
I'm going to use dill because dill is actually good for the woman issues. And I'm going to use a couple leaves of, I'm going very brave here today. Normally I don't use all those things, but of course I'm actually going to sweeten my one up with not just one thing, not just the apple. I'm putting pears in mine as well. Pears also giving that sweet taste to the, now there I've actually dropped one piece of pear. Okay, you know, speak good word. The good word is actually not just speaking to Tom, but it's also speaking to me as well. How, when I'm actually speaking to myself, I have to make sure that I'm actually speaking good word to myself. I'm also going to add some letters. Doing good deeds, you know, those little things actually, it's easy to remember, to remind myself to do. The thing that I can do, not the things that I haven't done or I cannot do, because that's not going to help me at all. And you know, things like plant the things that I can plant, rather than is actually challenge myself and plant the thing that I cannot plant, or the thing that is actually hard to plant. That is actually my practice. It is not that, you know, like I'm not young anymore. You know, I don't have to challenge myself to do things that hard for me or I cannot do. So like do good deed is easy for me to do. All the good deed I can do, I do the maximum, the most I can do. Say good word, I say good word starting with myself, you know, not calling myself stupid. If I'm actually drop something, I don't actually say, hey, you're so stupid, you did that again. I just go, well done, Ling. You know, the glass or whatever it is did not cracks. Like yesterday we realized that someone has actually got into our car at night, and you know, instead of actually calling those people bad or whatever it is, I think about those people that are bad, they have nothing better to do. Instead, you know, we just actually say, they did not break the glass. They did not actually, you know, or pour coffee or water in the car. I'm also going to use the coconut yogurt today as well. You know, sometimes used to be, I would actually use ice cream, but not this day, not anymore. And I'm going to add the, I'm just wondering what should I do. I'm actually going to use, no, I'm going to use water today. So today I'm actually going to use water. There we go. The water goes in. There's so many choices that I can actually do. And same with word. Same with what I'm thinking as well. I can think that those people are bad, have nothing better to do to steal, you know, something from the car. But instead, you know, think good thoughts is that, those people actually haven't actually drove the car with them. Have a look at this. It's so beautiful. Look at the colors. It's creamy greens And just to prove it, Tom have finished his. Thomas, give us the reflections on the drink, please.
Yeah, it's good. So the lemon is great because it gives it a nice bit of a tang, and it tastes okay. Down the hatch. Just imagine trying to chew through all of those veggies. You can get them in without having to chew it all.
Look at the two colors, dark green and creamy green. One is actually, for me, is actually the yang energy. The other one is the yin energies. Cheers, yin and yang. Thank you everybody for watching and for being here with us and celebrating Monday after Christmas and Boxing Day. And I'm hoping to see you later at 12 o'clock today. Thank you.